I Who Have Never Known Men by Jacqueline Hartman, a quick review. Okay, so I just finished it. It is a short book, I think just under 200 pages. Was a really quick read. It is fiction, but it is a sort of classic fiction, I would say. Um, it is basically a quick summary. It is basically about this dystopian world where there are 40 women, 40 women locked up in a cage in a basement with only male guards guarding them. They are not allowed to talk to them. They're not allowed to touch each other. They're not allowed out, obviously. They only get some sort of supplies to cook, some sort of fabric to make their own clothes, and they have been there for many, many years. They have no way of telling time. They have their own schedule, enforced obviously by the gods. No one knows why they're there. No one remembers how they got there. And their life before the cage also is very vague in their memory. Basically, the narrator and the main character got there when she was a child, and she's the only one who got there that early. She does not remember a single thing about her life before. She does not remember her mother. She does not remember the outside world. So she is basically the child of the cage, of the basement. She writes this book basically when she is in her older years. I will not spoil too much, although there might be probably spoilers. So, spoiler alert, just in case. She writes this book when she's already almost dying, recollecting the pieces of memories from her entire life. The main concept is that at some point she starts counting her heartbeats to be able to tell the time. Um, Thus, they get some sort of control over their lives. They are able to work out what time it is, roughly, how long their days are, and how long between the guards change, and etc. At some point, a siren goes off, and the guards disappear, and they're able to escape the cage because the guard leaves the keys in the cage door. And basically, from then on, the book follows the character and all 40 of the women who escaped and are trying to live and discover this new world, which turns out to be perhaps not Earth. They never really find out. They are alone there, and they keep finding cabins where, this is a spoiler, they keep finding cabins the longer they walk with this, like, basically the same as their own cabin, with 40 women and occasionally men in the cages, all dead because they could not escape. So they're the only ones escaped, so far as they know. It is a very, very sophisticated writing style wise book. It reminds me of, when I said Little Life reminds me of Dickens, this one reminds me of something like, I wouldn't say Virginia Woolf, but something there, very classicy, very eloquent, very complex style and sentence structure, a lot of allusions, a lot of metaphors, very rich in many writing techniques. It is very interesting. For me, it was a really easy read, but at the same time, I wouldn't say it is. Just because I guess I am used to reading something that is not entirely, so it is fiction, but not entirely modern fiction. As an English student, I'm quite used to reading books like that, so it was an easy read, but I would not say it definitely is. I have seen many reviews who say this is a feminist emancipation type of book, especially because it's called I Have Never Known Men. But I wouldn't entirely say so, because throughout the books there are mentions of how women are sort of useless and there's no point to their life without men. And the main character proves that there is. And basically, the main message that I got from the book towards the end was that time is the only valuable thing in someone's life, but someone's life time wise only matters when there is other people in their life. When somebody is there to fill that time, or to at least acknowledge the time that the person is living through. At the end of the book, she says that her time in this on this planet, or in this life, basically, has been will be valuable only if somebody reads her book, which is basically kind of what we're doing with this book. We're giving her a reason for having lived, because at the end she does pass away. But throughout the book, there are references to this idea of men being central to female life. And although I do think it is rejected by the narrator, it is still there and it's very prominent, which enraged me at some points, but it is very subtle. So I wouldn't say this is feminist, and I wouldn't say this is sexist. I would say it's somewhere in the middle. It is not, the message wasn't entirely clear to me in that sense. I guess I would have to look through it again and maybe analyze a bit to be able to tell entirely. If you guys want, I can do that. Just let me know in the comments. But yeah, otherwise it was a really good book. I enjoyed it. I would recommend it, but only if you're into more of a philosophical take on fiction, more of a let's think about life type of book. Otherwise, it is not very exciting, but it does have a plot, it does have a narrator and a main character that you really sympathize with, although she is very one note, but that's because she doesn't know a world outside of the one that she's lived in, the cage. She does not know technology, she does not know men, obviously. She does not know other people other than the 40 women that she grew up with. She does not know what happens in the classic understanding of the world. It gave, I remember I was reading it, and concept-wise, it was giving The Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. Sort of, not entirely, but some pieces of it they reminded me of this. Yeah, so read it. I would say it is not a must, but it is a really good addition to your TBR. I would give it maybe 7.5 and 8 out of 10. A really good and easy read to fill up your reading goal for your reading challenge, if you are one of those people who try to do 100 books a year or whatever. Not a bad thing, but just, I sometimes, when I set myself a goal, I like to have filler books, So this is a good one. It is a very good one and a very easy filler book. If you've read it, leave a comment and let me know what you thought. This is what I thought.